Penelope's Journey to Bravery, A Penguin's Tale. Once upon a time, in a kingdom of ice and snow, there lived a young penguin named Penelope. Penelope was 7 years old, with sleek black feathers, a bright white belly, and big, curious blue eyes that sparkled like the stars above the Antarctic kingdom. Penelope loved sliding on icebergs, giggling as the cold wind brushed against her feathers, making her feel alive and free. She lived in a sparkling ice castle, right in the heart of this magical kingdom, where every day was an adventure waiting to unfold. But amidst all this joy, Penelope had a little challenge. You see, when the moon climbed high and the stars twinkled bright, Penelope found herself wandering away from her cozy, ice-crafted bed to seek the warmth and comfort of her parents' nest. It was a bit like when you have a favorite soft toy that you can't sleep without. For Penelope, that feeling of safety came from being close to her parents. Sinbad, a cheerful seal with smooth, silvery gray fur and large, expressive green eyes, was Penelope's best friend. "Penelope, you're not alone," Sinbad would say, balancing a sparkling ice orb on his nose, making Penelope laugh. "Lots of us feel scared sometimes, but remember, brave is as brave does. You're the bravest penguin I know." A sparkling discovery. Penelope thought deeply about this. "I know I can be brave," she told herself. "Just like when little Benny the bunny learned to hop all by himself. If he can do it, so can I." Penelope longed to host a grand sleepover in her ice castle, inviting all her friends for a night of stories and giggles. But the thought of sleeping away from her parents' nest made her feel a flutter of butterflies in her belly. Deep down, Penelope knew she could find the courage. "I'm the best at finding hidden treasures," she pondered. "Maybe, just maybe, I can find the treasure of bravery too." One bright sunny day, as Penelope and Sinbad were playing hide-and-seek among the glittering icebergs, they stumbled upon something extraordinary. It was a small, glowing crystal snowflake, warm to the touch and sparkling with a soft, soothing light. "Look, Sinbad! What's this?" Penelope exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. Sinbad giggled, a funny joke bubbling up. "Maybe it's a snowflake that forgot how to be cold," he chuckled. As they examined the crystal snowflake closer, a cryptic message appeared, shimmering in the light. "To find the dream crystal, look where the stars touch the sea," Sinbad read aloud, his green eyes shining with excitement. "And it says here, the dream crystal will bring warmth to the coldest of nights," Penelope discovered, her voice trembling with awe. Feeling a surge of hope, Penelope whispered to herself, "This journey might just be the key to my bravery." With their hearts set on adventure, Penelope and Sinbad began their quest. They sang a little song that went, "Brave hearts, bright stars, off we go, near and far, to find the dream crystal, where the stars touch the sea, together, forever, brave we'll be." Lessons along the way. Their journey took them through sparkling ice fields and past towering glaciers, each step a testament to their unbreakable bond and shared dreams. "We can do this, Penelope," Sinbad encouraged, his voice as steady as the ground beneath their feet. "Can I really learn to be brave?" Penelope wondered, her heart fluttering like a little bird. "I'm a bit scared, but that won't stop me. I'll try anyway." Just then, as they reached a crossroads, unsure of which path to take, the crystal snowflake in Penelope's flipper glowed brighter, its light pointing towards a hidden trail, barely visible under the shimmering snow. "Look, Sinbad, the snowflake is showing us the way," Penelope exclaimed, her blue eyes reflecting the snowflake's gentle glow. And so, with the crystal snowflake guiding them, Penelope and Sinbad stepped forward into the unknown, their hearts filled with hope and the promise of adventure. The journey to find the dream crystal, and perhaps the key to Penelope's bravery, had just begun. Bravery found. As Penelope and Sinbad ventured forward, guided by the glow of the crystal snowflake, they found themselves on a path that shimmered like moonlight on water. The snow beneath their feet sparkled as if sprinkled with fairy dust, making each step feel like a dance. "I wonder what magical place we'll discover next," Penelope pondered aloud, her voice soft as a whisper in the crisp air. Sinbad, with a twinkle in his green eyes, replied, "As long as we're together, it's bound to be an adventure." Their journey led them to a valley where the snowflakes danced in the air, swirling around a circle of ice statues. Each statue was of an animal, caught in a pose of joy and play. It was a sight so enchanting that Penelope and Sinbad couldn't help but giggle, feeling lighter than air. Maybe bravery is a bit like this, Penelope thought, dancing with friends in a place where fear can't touch you. As they explored, they met a wise old walrus named Wally, with tusks as long as ski poles and a mustache that tickled when he spoke. Wally had a twinkle in his eye that made you feel like everything was going to be all right. "Penelope, bravery isn't about not feeling scared," Wally began, his voice as deep and comforting as the ocean. "It's about feeling that flutter in your belly and deciding to dance with it." Wally then showed them a game where they balanced on one foot while passing a snowball back and forth. "It's like staying in your own bed," Wally explained. "You might wobble, you might even fall, but each time you get back up, you're a bit braver than before." Penelope felt a warmth spread through her, not from the snowball in her flipper, but from the happy words that settled in her heart. As they finished the game, laughing and out of breath, the crystal snowflake pulsed with a soft light, transforming into a shimmering snowball, mirroring the game they just played. "I can be brave," Penelope thought, feeling a new strength within her. With a grateful smile to Wally, they followed a trail of glowing snowflakes that appeared, leading them to their next adventure. A return to joy. Their path took them to a frozen lake, where the ice shone like a mirror under the moon's gentle glow. Here, they met a flock of snow geese, each with feathers as white as the snow around them. The geese were practicing a flying formation, preparing for a long journey ahead. The key to a successful journey is to trust in your own wings, the lead goose, Giselle, explained, and to know that even if you stray, you can find your way back. Giselle invited Penelope to join their formation. Penelope hesitated, her heart racing. "What if I fall?" she worried. But then she remembered Wally's words and took a deep breath. With Sinbad cheering her on, Penelope spread her wings and, with a little wobble, soared into the air. As she found her place in the formation, she realized that being brave didn't mean she wouldn't stumble. It meant flying even when she was afraid. As they landed gracefully on the ice, the crystal snowflake sparkled, turning into a feather that glowed with a soft, reassuring light. "I can find my way back," just like the geese, Penelope realized, a smile spreading across her face. A gentle breeze then guided them towards their next encounter, a forest of ice sculptures that tinkled like wind chimes in the breeze. In this icy forest, they met a family of snow hares, each with fur as soft as clouds. The hares were preparing for a big leap competition, jumping over snowdrifts and ice crystals. "We leap even when we're scared," the smallest hare, Hattie, said with a giggle, "because sometimes the biggest jumps take us to the best places." Penelope watched as Hattie took a deep breath and leapt over a snowdrift taller than she was. Inspired, Penelope joined in, feeling her heart leap along with her. With each jump, Penelope felt lighter, her worries melting away like snow in the sun. The crystal snowflake, responding to her joy, transformed into a sparkling ice crystal that leaped and danced in the air. Each leap makes me braver, Penelope thought, her heart swelling with courage. As they said goodbye to the hares, a playful gust of wind swirled around them, leading them to their final challenge. They arrived at a cavern where the walls glittered with frozen crystals. Here, they faced their biggest challenge yet, a deep chasm that separated them from the other side. It was here they encountered Frostbite, his icy presence sending a shiver down their spines. "Fear can freeze you in place," Frostbite intoned, his voice echoing off the icy walls. "But only if you let it." Penelope felt a familiar flutter of fear in her belly, but she stood tall, remembering all she had learned. "I won't let fear stop me," she declared boldly. Frostbite, seeing the determination in Penelope's eyes, transformed before them, becoming a guide rather than a foe. "Bravery isn't about never feeling afraid," he said, his voice now warm. "It's about facing your fears and moving forward anyway." With Frostbite's encouragement, Penelope and Sinbad found a way across the chasm, working together and using everything they had learned. As they reached the other side, the crystal snowflake shone brighter than ever, turning back into its original form, a symbol of Penelope's journey and growth. "I am brave," Penelope realized, her heart full of warmth and courage. "I can face anything, even staying in my own bed." With hearts light and spirits high, Penelope and Sinbad made their way back to the ice castle, their adventure complete. They knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they had the courage to face them together. With hearts light and spirits high, Penelope and Sinbad made their way back to the ice castle, their adventure complete. The path home seemed different now, every snowflake and ice crystal a reminder of the courage they had found. "We did it, Sinbad!" Penelope exclaimed, her voice bubbling with joy. "We really did." As they approached the ice castle, the sparkling towers and frozen archways looked more welcoming than ever. The setting sun painted the sky in shades of pink and orange, casting a warm glow over their home. "It looks like it's made of dreams," Sinbad whispered, his green eyes wide with wonder. Penelope felt a deep sense of peace. "I've found my bravery," she thought. "I can do anything, even sleep in my own bed." She remembered the happy words they had discovered on their journey. "I am brave, I can face anything, and my courage shines bright like a crystal snowflake." That night, as Penelope nestled into her own cozy bed, she felt a tiny flutter of hesitation. "What if I get scared?" she wondered. But then she remembered the glowing feather and the sparkling ice crystal. "I am brave," she whispered to herself, the words a soft melody in the quiet night. "I can face anything." The next evening, Penelope decided it was time for the grand sleepover she had dreamed of. Inviting all her friends, she felt a moment's pause, a whisper of the fear she used to know. But then she smiled, remembering her adventures. "Welcome to my castle," she announced, her voice as clear as the chime of ice crystals. "Let's make tonight magical." The sleepover was a whirlwind of laughter, stories, and games. Penelope led her friends in a dance, twirling and leaping with a joy that felt as light as snowflakes. She felt no fear, only the warmth of friendship and the glow of her own courage. As days turned into weeks, Penelope found new joys in every moment. She and Sinbad explored new adventures, their bond stronger than ever. They built snow forts, raced down icy slides, and even discovered a hidden grove of ice flowers, each petal shimmering with frozen light. One day, Penelope met a young penguin who was afraid of the dark, much like she had been. Sitting beside him, She shared her journey. "I used to feel scared too," she said gently. "But I learned that I am brave and you are too. You can face anything and your courage shines bright." Penelope watched as the young penguin's eyes lit up with hope. Together they crafted a small snowflake from ice, a symbol of bravery to keep by his bed. "Remember," Penelope said, "you're never alone." Years passed, and Penelope grew into a bold explorer, leading expeditions to discover new wonders. Sinbad was always by her side, their laughter echoing across the ice. Penelope became known as the bravest penguin in the Antarctic, her adventures inspiring others to find their own courage. In her heart, Penelope carried the happy words of her journey, a reminder of the brave little penguin she had always been. "I am brave. I can face anything. My courage shines bright like a crystal snowflake," she thought, her spirit as free and bold as the Antarctic winds.